there you go. Do it however you want.
All right, thanks, Doug.
And then after it's done, I'll download it and upload it. I'll listen to see what you're saying. I'll pick a topic.
And when you jump in, you take this seat, Doug, and I'll jump out. And after the next commercial, I'll...
Right, don't talk about it's coming to the thing. 3, 2, 1.
All right, a very, very good Friday to you all out there. You are listening and watching the J&B Sports Podcast on this Friday, December 12th, 2025, as we get closer and closer to the holiday Christmas and Hanukkah season. Hanukkah starts next week. Christmas is 13 days away. So we got a lot of topics to get to. And John, we haven't done a show in a while. So
That's right, Brandon. It's been quite a while.
It's been a while, but it's good that we're doing it now. So we got a lot to get to in terms of football. Some baseball news is coming our way.
Yep.
And the NBA is in full swing, and all the sports are in full swing. But we'll get to football first, because football seems to be the biggest thing going on right now.
Yep.
College-wise and NFL-wise. So with the NFL. Obviously, our Giants are not doing well. They're 2-11. They are pretty much in tank mode. Oh, there's question marks whether they're going to get the number 1 draft pick in the draft next year.
Yep. Right now, they hold the number 1 pick.
They hold the number 1 pick right now, but here's the thing. Does Dart and the Giants hierarchy believe in winning some games to show that they have some confidence building up for next year? Or do they want to tank and get that number 1 pick? Now, I don't think they need... See, I think they have enough pieces that they can win with this group next year. If Scadaboo comes back healthy, Neighbors comes... Remember, we were at Neighbors at most of the season.
Yep.
But if
He was
Scadaboo,
like, week 4?
Week 4, I believe he was out. Week 4 he was out, and then Scadaboo had the terrible injury. I think, who was it against? He got that injury again.
The Eagles in Philly, but he is already walking. I saw last night.
Yeah, he looks good. I mean, he's posting stuff on Instagram. You know, he looks like he's almost...
Getting fight the WWE at MSG.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the Giants are in a tough position right now, because do they want to lose all the rest of their games so they can get that pick in the draft? Or are they going to win a couple of games, show some confidence going towards next year, and maybe get a 2nd or 3rd pick in the draft?
I would think if they do tank and lose these remaining games, even though at least 3 of them are winnable, since you have Commanders, Vikings, and Vegas the next 3 weeks, you could probably win at least 2 of them.
Absolutely. I mean, they'll definitely... I think they'll beat the Raiders, because the Raiders have been just... They've just been tough. They haven't been playing well at all.
They're as dysfunctional as us.
And Pete Carroll, as great of a coach he is, hasn't done a good job in Vegas at all.
He should have never came out of retirement to coach them.
No.
Gino hasn't been good.
I feel like he just wanted to come back into coaching and see if he could rebuild the team, and it didn't work out. They got a running... I believe they got a running back in the draft last year, and they didn't really want to utilize him well. They didn't want to utilize,
Yeah, I believe it was Genty.
Right? Yeah. But, he had a great career, but you got to move on.
Yep, I think he should retire maybe either this year or give him one more try next year.
One more try next year. Got to give Pete another try next year for sure.
He's old, too, isn't he? Like in his mid-70s?
Yeah, he's mid-70s, but he's in terrific shape. He really is in terrific shape.
You would never guess that this man's, like, I think 75 maybe? Or gonna be 75 next year?
Yeah. All right, we have a caller here on the J&B Sports Podcast. We have Doug from Monroe. Doug, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, thank you for taking my call. Big time listener of the show. Now, I'm listening to you guys talk about Pete Carroll. And the way I look at this is Pete Carroll is not a terrible coach. He is coaching a Geno Smith-led team. That's the problem. Geno Smith is a solid backup. but he's not a proven starter. He's not a proven starter, and we're going to sit here and say, oh, it's time to move on. Pete Carroll is a great coach, but majority of his success came from the Legion of Boom. Just like as a Giants fan, Russell Wilson, why did he suck with the Giants? Why did he suck with the Broncos? Because he's a system quarterback. He had Marshawn Lynch, and he had the Legion of Boom. That's how I feel on Pete Carroll. I think great coach, but I wouldn't really blame him on this season for the Vegas Raiders.
I agree. I mean, first of all, they kind of are in a tough pick because they're in a tough division. But the Chiefs haven't been playing great this year. But I think you're right. I think they gotta give this team another chance next year because I think it's got potential. I agree. I think it's got potential. They got some pieces on that offense that could really light it up when utilized the right way. But Pete Carroll's a good coach. He's a very good coach, and I think you got to give him at least another chance because he's proven he's a great coach in his career. So I don't think you're right. I don't think coaching's really an issue. What do you think, John?
I agree. It's not an issue. Like, the Raiders are probably gonna, like the Giants, wind up with like I'd say top 3, maybe top 4 pick, and you draft the quarterback and you pair him with Genty, and you already have pretty good defender in Crosby. And don't they have that good tight end from last year, Bowers or something?
Yeah.
What's his name? He should be an interesting piece in there. But I think you give Pete Carroll maybe one more year if they struggle again. Same thing with like Bill Belichick before he went to college. Like, they don't think the modern game's that good with him at this time.
Right. I mean, the game has changed for sure. I mean, it's not, we've seen that in terms of the field goal. I mean, you see, especially, I think the guy on the Raiders hit the longest field goal this year, Aubrey. Who hit was it Aubrey who hit the field goal? Or the Raiders or the Cowboys? Somebody hit
Aubrey's on the Cowboys.
Yeah, no, it's the guy on the Raiders.
I have to look.
Who hit the 60-yard field goal?
When we go on break, I'll
when we go on a commercial break, we got to look that up because there was a guy who hit a 60-yard field goal this year.
68, I think.
68.
Right. 68 or 7.
It was the longest field goal ever.
Yeah. And then some guy on the Jaguars hit like a 70 in the preseason, right?
Yeah.
In Vegas, of all places, I think it was.
Well, Vegas is, I've seen this. It's easier to kick a field goal in a dome because there's no wind.
Yeah. Unless it's the open air domes.
Yeah. So another storyline going around the NFL is, will the Chiefs miss the playoffs? Now, I believe if the Chiefs want to get the playoffs, they have to win the remaining games of their schedule to get in.
And then obviously they need help.
And they need help. They need teams to lose.
Like a lot of help.
Yeah.
I think they're like second or third on their when you see the teams in the hunt, right? But how about the fact that I think it was first time since 2012 that the Chiefs are below 500 in December. And if you think about that, that was the coach before Andy Reid, before Alex Smith, before Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I mean, but Andy Reid, and I've been hearing a lot of sports show hosts talk about Andy Reid. He is one of the most legendary coaches of all time. He has done a great job with that team. So, whatever happens this year, it is what it is. I mean, he's gone in so many AFC title games once. We have a call coming in.
Corey.
We have Adam from Freehold. Adam, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Thanks. Thanks. I'm glad to be on the show.
So what's on your mind today?
What?
What's on your mind? What would you like to talk about?
I like to talk about the reaction for the Mets fans of Pete Alonso getting traded to the Orioles.
Yeah. So, John, you want to take this one?
I actually didn't hear him.
He wants to talk about the Pete Alonso and the Orioles signing.
Well, it was definitely a big blow. I'm not happy. As a big Met fan, as whoever views this show knows, I think it was a terrible decision by David Stearns. Unless
that was. I'm sorry, John. You want to finish speaking?
Was Adam still there?
Yeah, he's still there.
How upset are you over this?
I am very upset. Not only Stearns traded away Alonso, he also traded two other Mets players, which were pretty stupid. Who are those players?
All right, Adam. Well, yeah, I think you make a solid point.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for the call. We'll definitely see what happens with the Mets going forward.
Oh yeah, definitely. They should fire David Stearns, not Steve Cohen.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have been frustrated with the Stearns moves and stuff like that.
Yeah, he traded away three of the Mets' favorite fan players, whatever that is. First Nimmo, then Diaz, and now Alonso. It's just like a big blow. I am not happy about this at all, and neither are the other Mets fans. And they're just gonna blow their posts up on Instagram about David Stearns' terrible thing.
Thank you for the call, Adam. We have no caller ID calling the show. Welcome. How are you? All right, we got a prank call on the phone there. All right, we got Adam from New Jersey on the phone here. How are you, Adam?
Good. How are you doing today?
Good. What's on your mind?
I'm concerned about this talk about the Knicks trying to get Giannis.
Okay.
I don't think it's a good idea. I think if they Knicks trade Carl Anthony and OG for Giannis, it's not a fair trade.
You know, Adam, I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. I've been very, very skeptical about these trade rumors because those two guys that they would give up, Carl Anthony Towns, OG Anunoby, and there's supposedly a first round 2026 draft pick. Those two guys could shoot three balls way better than Giannis can. Giannis is a great player, but he's not a great three-point shooter. And the Knicks in the Mike Brown offense, they want three-point shooters. And I just don't think the Giannis trade would work out in terms of the Mike Brown plan to win games.
Yeah, I don't see him fitting in. And if you look at the stats between Carl Anthony and Giannis, they're very similar. So
I agree. And there's been rumors today going about Dante DiVincenzo, and I think bringing Dante DiVincenzo back would be kind of a good idea for this team. Get the Villanova group back together.
I would love to see it.
Well, thank you for the call. We appreciate your call, and we'll definitely talk more about the Knicks coming up.
Thank you.
We got Andrew from Monroe on the phone. Andrew, how are you?
Hey, how you doing, Brandon?
It's good to hear from you. What's on your mind today?
Well, I'm looking forward to the holiday season, and I'm looking to the future, hoping that I could go down to Bermuda, go on another cruise, or maybe go to Florida or go to Italy. And then also, I'm looking forward to buying more cologne.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do to make yourself happy in life, you know?
Yes.
Bermuda's a great place. I've been there once. I love the island because it's English like, you know, I believe it's an English colony, something like that. It's
Yes.
it's a nice island. They got some good restaurants there. The beaches are nice. The people are nice, and it's good because you're not there for a whole week. You're there on a cruise, so you're there for like one day, and then you go to another island, which is great. It's awesome.
Right.
But yeah, as for cologne, the cologne is definitely, you got to smell good.
Yeah. I have a whole collection of cologne. I mean, when you walk into my bathroom, you almost feel like you're at Macy's.
Yeah. Well, Andrew, thank you for the call, and we'll definitely keep in touch soon.
Yes, you got it. Have a good night.
Good night. So we have a special guest that wants to join the show. Doug Siravo is going to join the show after the commercial break. All right, we're back here from commercial break, and we have Doug Siravo from Siravo Broadcasting who was on the show. I just want to say I watched your last show. It was wonderful. I love.
Thank you.
And you and I believe Ray do a great job at your production, and you know you know what you're doing, which is great. I love it.
Well, I appreciate you having me on today.
Well, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, I was in the area. You gave me a call. I said, I'll come by, stop by the studio for a bit.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I want to get your input, you guys take on the Mets deals they made lately, with Diaz going to the Dodgers and Alonso to the Orioles. Obviously, a lot of Met fans are not happy with this, but there's also a lot of Met fans who are happy with this because they don't believe in signing a guy who is aging in Alonso to a large contract. My personal take on this is like, they never really, last year, when he hit that home run against the Brewers in the playoffs, that offseason after that playoffs, they didn't really prioritize him as well as they should have. They were like,
yeah, they didn't.
They waited to the last minute to re-sign him, like he was almost a last thought. Like, I don't know why they didn't think of that. Like, sign
two words.
Yeah.
I'll give you 2 words.
Yeah.
Juan Soto.
Yeah. But a guy who has so much money in Steve Cohen, you would think most people, even Yankee fans, thought he wasn't even gonna.
Yeah, you would think
have on a, like, who would have thought he'd be on a budget, you know?
Well, he got his casino.
He got his casino, which is a good, it's gonna do well. It's gonna really do well, especially during the summer when there's games,
But this is the way I look at it. And this is how. Johnny, can you do me a favor, buddy? Just hand me over the stand. I'd rather have the stand in front of me. Thank you. That one. But this is the way I look at it, Brandon. And you've done a wonderful job hosting your show, as always.
Thank you. I don't do that many, but we'll definitely try to do some more shows in the future.
Yeah, for sure. So, sorry, I just gotta do this. I'm not trying to mess anything up. I know you're on a time. But this is the way I look at it, Brandon. And this is how I look at this. And people are going to be like, oh, you can't say that, this and that. But I'm not politically correct. This is how I look at it. Pete, great guy. Love to have him in the locker room. Going to miss his bat. You're going to miss his runs batted in. But when you look at it this way, the Mets have had Brandon Nimmo since 2016, correct?
Yeah.
So that's almost 10 years. They've had who? Pete Alonso since what, 2019?
2019, yeah.
Right,
'cause he was
2019?
Same year I remember that was the year that the Yankees
Played in every game almost
Mhm.
except for COVID.
Yeah.
He missed 3 games of a 60-game schedule.
Mhm.
And if you know me, you know I like to win. No one likes to win as much as I do, especially when it comes to my teams. What have the New York Mets accomplished with Edwin Diaz? Of course, he's going to go chase a World Series ring in L.A. But what have the New York Mets accomplished with Pete Alonso, Brandon Nimmo in the last 10 years?
Well, they got to an NLCS against the Dodgers, but they haven't got to a World Series. They
haven't. They maybe had, 3 winning seasons? They lost in the wild card round multiple times.
Mhm.
Maybe you have to break up that core.
So you're on the wagon where you should rebuild and go with it.
If you're not winning, why keep him?
Yeah.
It's not a talent problem.
Yeah.
It's a locker room problem. Realistically, it's a locker room problem. It's the same thing with the New Jersey Devils. We've had Nico Hischier, Jesper Bratt since 2017. What have we got out of it? 1 playoff series win against the New York Rangers? You got to make a change, whether you like it or not.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's what they like with the Knicks too. I'm gonna use the Knicks as an example, and it's not a player change; it was a coach change. I mean, the Knicks got to the Eastern Conference Finals last year, and then they get rid of Tom Thibodeau, and that was like a lot of people thought that was a tough decision to make, that they shouldn't have did that. But then there's people who wanted him to go. So there's pros and cons to each decision you make in terms of the sports team.
Because at the end of the day, they owe us nothing.
Right. Of course.
I hate how, they traded away my favorite player. They're fan favorites. They fill up the seats.
Yeah.
What do they owe you and I?
0, nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. We just do, we just comment on it. We could just
It's
talk
a business.
about it. It's a business.
It's there for entertainment. That's all it is.
That's all it is.
That's all it is. They're not thinking, is Brandon Schwartz going to get offended if I trade away Aaron Judge? No. Is John Giordano going to get upset if I trade away Kevin Durant? Is Dougie Siravo going to get upset if I trade away Nico Hischier?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Realistically, that's the business.
It's the business. Yeah.
That's the business side of it.
That's the business, yep. But yeah, as for the NFL, and then we'll get into a little about college football.
Yeah, that's what Dougie Mendoza is.
Yeah.
So we
obviously
NFL.
you're a Giant fan.
Yeah.
What do you think? We were talking about before. Should the Giants tank, or should they try to win these last few games of the regular season?
Well, I think the Giants should win. They should go out and prove people wrong that they're a competitive team.
I agree.
Because we got people like Delusional Drust, I call them on my show. Delusional Drust. And I say that because the Giants are not a bad team. If you're betting, they almost cover every game.
Mm-hmm.
They cover almost every game. You're going to tell me that they're that bad? No.
Yeah.
Those games could have went either way. They were in it against the Cowboys. They were in it against the Lions. They were in it against the Broncos. Defense just folded. So, are the Giants that bad of a team? I don't think so. I think it's a coaching problem. I think you got to bring in. Here's the thing with the Giants, and no one wants to talk about it, but I will. This is what the Giants have done since Tom Coughlin was forced out. We agree? Tom Coughlin was forced out. Bring in first-time coaches. Joe Judge. Why? They brought in Ben McAdoo. Ben McAclown, I call him. They bring in Brian Dable. Pat Shermer. The New York Giants need to bring a guy in that's experienced, that has won. Which is why I'm going to go after a Mike McCarthy. I'm going to go after maybe a Bill Belichick or a Mike Tomlin. I'm not going to bring in these guys that have never experienced the head coaching job. So, Giants aren't far off. They're really not.
Yeah, no, when they beat the Eagles at that regular season game, that game at MetLife, people thought Giants, they might have a chance to get to the playoffs this year. They might actually make a run.
The Giants should have won at least 7 or 8 games.
Yeah. They'll probably win this year about 4 games. I think they'll win about 4 games.
Should have beaten the Saints.
They should have beaten the Broncos.
Should have beaten the Broncos. Should have beaten the Lions. Should have beaten the Cowboys week 2. Could have beaten the Chiefs, but you got Russell Wilson in there.
Yeah.
So they're not bad.
They're not bad. I think we just got to look forward to next year.
The record, they're not as bad as the record says it is.
Yeah. You're 100% right. They are not as bad as they're pretty. They got talent, and if everybody comes back healthy, Scatterboo and Neighbors got.
Patriots were 4-13, and now they're one of the best teams in football. Why can't we do that?
Got a Super Bowl contender Giants. If those guys come back healthy, I mean, they could be that.
Why can't the Giants do the same?
Yeah.
Because you got delusionists out there that think not.
Yeah, you got some talk here with the Giants that they're gonna, maybe be a Super Bowl contending team, and I think they are.
Why not?
Yeah. If anybody else could do it, the Giants could do it.
Why not?
Yeah, and I don't think the Eagles had a great year this year. So, and I think with that game they played against the Eagles, where Saquon didn't have that, he didn't do great. They could really.
The way I look at the NFC East, I call it the lightweight.
Yeah.
The lightweight division.
Mm-hmm.
Eagles aren't dominant. Dallas inconsistent. Washington, I don't even know. Giants defensive blunders. It's not a dominant division, so why can't the Giants take over it next year? Jalen Hurts has proven that he's a system quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I stand on the Giants.
Yeah. And Barkley hasn't had a great year.
No.
He has had an average. He's had a little better than average year. He hasn't had a great year like the year he had last year, but he's he's good.
That's where I stand on it.
Yeah. So I want to get to a little bit about college football, and obviously there's been a lot of talk and a lot of controversy about Notre Dame, about how they didn't get in the college football playoff.
Yeah, John's depressed over it.
Yeah.
Actually, John, while you're right there, can you hand over my hat? You know what hat I'm talking about. Yeah, that hat.
Ohio.
For all the haters. There we go. See, John had a great year. John's birthday last year, January 20th, was a great day for him. You know why?
Oh, I know why.
Well, Ohio State won the national championship against his team, Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And his favorite president got inaugurated, Donald John Trump. Right?
Oh yeah. So Notre Dame missed the college football playoff, and a lot of people are upset about that because they're Notre Dame, and they
also don't belong to a conference.
They don't belong. They're an independent team.
Imagine not playing a bowl game. Imagine not playing a conference game.
And they obviously declined the bowl
John?
game.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
See, now he's getting triggered. Now he's getting triggered. What? That's how I feel about Notre Dame. But when you look at that college playoff, it's just weird how Alabama's in it when they scored 7 points in the conference championship game. And then you look at teams like JMU, Tulane. I'd never heard of that team. I heard of them, but I never heard of them playing in the college football playoff. It's all about money. But, there's I don't know.
Yeah, I was a little surprised. See, I'm not so sure how they come up with the idea of. I thought how it worked in terms of the college football playoff was they would take the top 12 teams and that's who's making the playoff. I didn't know they would take the top 10 teams and then have like a winner from one of these random
they should have
conferences.
just with the top 12 teams have that bracket there and then you're all set.
That's how I thought it was going to work. I didn't think it would be like I didn't.
No, it's all the committee.
I did not expect. I don't think a lot of people expected JMU to get in there or Tulane. I mean,
yeah, that's where I was confused.
I mean, I think it would have looked better if they had Notre Dame in the mix than these schools that are not.
As long as Penn State's not there, I'm happy.
Yeah, and that's another thing.
I don't think Michigan's there either, so I'm happy.
Yeah. Well, Michigan, yeah. Well, we could get into that a little later about the Michigan thing going on right now because that stuff is crazy going on with Shannon Moore. But it's going to be a fun playoff. It's definitely a moneymaker for sure. I mean, a lot of people want to see, and the sport is growing. I mean, it's out of all the sports, this sport is probably growing the most out of all the sports. And I mean, every sport is grown over the years, but this sport is growing in terms of TV money, popularity. The Big Ten Network makes so much money, but college football has dominated in terms of popularity and money making. And this college football playoff is going to be great because it's got Ohio State,
Of course.
Georgia, you got Alabama, you got Ole Miss, you got Tulane, JMU. Who else you got?
Notre Dame.
Miami. And I think Miami has a shot in getting far in this playoff. I always thought Miami was a very good team. Carson Beck. He's really good. And they're coached pretty good.
Yeah, they're not bad.
We're getting the number 1 overall seed.
Yeah.
No one cares about Indiana.
Now, Indiana. Can't forget about Indiana. And Kurt Signetti has done a great job with this team.
Yeah, and you know who's really proven himself well is Fernando Mendoza. No one respects Fernando Mendoza as much as I do. But you gotta give credit to Julian Sayin.
Yeah, Julian Sayin has had a wonderful year. Along with his pieces in Jeremiah Smith, Bo Jackson, all those guys on that team.
Come on, OH. IO.
Yeah. But I think a lot of people are going to pick Indiana and Ohio State to be the favorites to win, to get to the championship.
Whoever wins the Rose Bowl.
Whoever
wins the Rose Bowl will be there.
Oh, yeah. And I believe the first game starts Friday, the 19th?
I believe so.
It starts with, let's see, schedule here. See the schedule.
It starts, I think, it starts Friday.
Oh, there we go. So the bowl games start tomorrow. Technically, the bowl games start tomorrow with Boise State and Washington. And these bowl games, they don't mean as much as the playoff.
No, not anymore.
No, unless it's like the pinch. Like I went to the Rutgers Miami Pinstripe Bowl 2 years ago, and it actually had some pride to it. Like it actually had some meaning to it because it actually turned Miami's program around because look where they are now, opposed to where they were then. But it's going to be fun. But again, a lot of people upset that Notre Dame is not in this mix.
Not me.
Well, not you. I know John is very upset.
Yeah, poor John.
Yeah, so Friday's Alabama, Oklahoma, very good game. Really good game.
Poor John. He's got Donald Trump as president. 3 more years. Notre Dame's not in the playoff. Must be nice.
So, the JMU Oregon game. JMU is a 21.5-point underdog. Do you think JMU could upset the world? Could shock the world?
No. That's like a 1 versus 16 matchup.
See, I feel like, yeah. Like,
March Madness.
But I think
that's all that is.
I think in
that's a 1 versus 16 thing.
In football, it's probably a lot harder to do it than in basketball.
Basketball is different because basketball is about a matchup, and it's really 20 minutes. If you're missing shots and the other team is hitting them, you're going to be able to win. Football, it's hard because you're not going back and forth. Oregon could get all Oregon has to do is go up 14-0, and it's probably over.
I agree.
Kill the clock, run the ball.
You'll have people heading for the exits by halftime.
Yeah, it would be like Rutgers versus Oregon.
Yeah, oh my God.
It would be like Ohio State and Notre Dame in the national championship last year because that game was over by the third quarter.
But yeah, it's just I think Notre Dame not being in this playoff is like, so they played in Miami at the beginning of the season. The way they schedule these teams now is crazy. Like you had Texas, Ohio State.
Week 1, 14-7.
Week 1, and then they play non-conference teams, and then
Yeah, it's weird.
it's a weird. See, some teams have, like Rutgers, for example. They have the 3 cupcakes to start the season, like Ohio. Then they have Miami, Ohio. Then they had Norfolk State. Then they get into the Big Ten schedule.
Yeah.
But some teams like Texas or Miami play the tough team first. Then they get the easier games.
Yeah, you could be like Notre Dame and don't know who you're playing because you don't have a conference.
Yeah, so the way they schedule these games in the college football, just they're strange sometimes.
Right, John?
But yeah, hopefully we have a very fun college football playoff.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And Dougie's Ohio State's probably gonna
Dominate.
Go far, yeah.
See, and JMU and Tulane, they'll go as far as Notre Dame did.
Yeah.
Right, John?
But yeah. This has been a great show. You know, thank you for all the calls as always. Do you have any final thoughts before we wrap it up for today?
No, but I'm happy I was on a guest. I'm happy I was a guest here. Thank you for inviting me over. It's been a while since I was on the J&B podcast.
Yeah, and you know, I feel like with the J&B podcast, we haven't done enough shows. I want to start doing more again. You know, as we get into the busy season.
Do you take it as like a joke?
What?
Podcast.
Well,
only because you haven't done it. Like, how do you look at it? Like, is it for fun? You don't care? Like,
for fun.
Like, I'm not trying to bust your balls. I'm asking a serious question.
I do it for fun, but I haven't done it a lot. So I'm gonna try and do it more. The only problem is my studio. The studio, and as you can see, we're doing the studio from another location due to J&B podcast being under renovation. We are not in our normal studio today.
Like, is it just not having time, or it's just?
No, it's not that. It's just the system. It needs a system update. Needs a system software update where we don't have like the
So
system.
you're not
like this.
investing enough in it.
I'm not investing enough in it. Yeah.
So you're just doing it whenever you can.
Whenever I can, yeah.
Okay.
So the goal is to get better equipment and maybe start something better.
Well, maybe for the time being, if you actually are serious about it and you want to get down and do it,
yeah,
I'll talk to my VP at Siravo Broadcasting and be like, hey, will you rent a studio for them?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm willing to rent out a studio, you know, for a monthly subscription, for you know,
monthly subscription
for the pride of the podcast, you know. But yeah, I'd like to see how the J&B podcast does in the next couple of months because new year, new things are coming.
Hey, start new.
Start new. Start as something new.
Start at zero, just like Notre Dame, right?
Notre Dame starts next year in the corner.
We love you, John.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning into the J&B podcast today. This podcast was once again brought to you by Siravo Broadcasting. Siravo Broadcasting. You can find all their episodes anywhere on Spotify, YouTube, and Facebook Live.
Yeah.
Hope everyone has a wonderful holiday season, and we'll talk soon.
Go Buckeyes.
Go Scarlet Knights. But hey, they're not in the playoffs, so they don't even have a bowl game. So, and our basketball team is awful. I mean, they just got blown out to Michigan by like 41 points the other night. It was just it's embarrassing.
So somehow my college teams win.
Your college teams win.
My professional sports teams, I don't know.
Well, no, Devils have a decent record.
Yeah, but like to win championships. Like I saw Ohio State win a national championship last year. I saw the Connecticut Huskies with Paige Beckers win a national championship. So it's like I haven't seen the Devils win a cup. I saw the Giants win a Super Bowl, but it's been 10 years of losing. So other than that,
wait, just remember, Yankees have 27 rings.
Don't go on with that bullshit. For real, don't do that. You guys live in the past.
I know. Yep. All right, guys, this has been a great show, and we'll talk soon. Have a good one.